Hello and welcome to the trickiest skill of all, synthesizing sources. What is synthesizing sources? You see it all the time in my class, but maybe the definition is just not sticking. That's okay. We're going to go over that today with an example. So let's say we've got two students in a fight. Marco, new student, gets in a fight with Jason, student who's been at the school for a minute. We want to find out who started it. So what we're going to do is we're going to just talk to the people involved. Of course, we got Marco's side of the story who says, he just shoved me super hard for no reason. And Jason says, that kid is psycho. He just punched me out of nowhere. So that doesn't actually tell us who started it. So what we need to do is we need to synthesize some other sources. So we talked to the cafeteria lady. She thinks one of them pushed into Marco and he took it the wrong way. We talked to a student who was in the line. He says, Jason and his friends are being kind of loud and joking around. And we talked to a student who says that Jason and his friends have been mean to Marco in the hallways and in class when the teacher isn't looking. So we're going to put all those sources together. Synthesizing is when you compare more than one source to find out what happened. So let's use an example. We're going to compare these two sources. So let's say we think Jason started the fight. According to James, Jason and his friends were being kind of loud and joking around. According to Dylan, Jason and his friends have been mean to Marco before. So we're using two different sources to prove the same claim. So when do you synthesize? Well, first when you come up with your claim, you usually get your claim from multiple pieces of evidence. So let's say that I have a claim about students who should not have homework. And I have two sources for that claim. I used Homework Troubles, which is an article that I made up by the New York Times. And we have a study by the University of Colorado, primary source. So we got two different sources and we looked through them and we found our evidence. So in my first paragraph in my writing, I'm going to use the evidence from Homework Troubles, a secondary source by the New York Times, which says to be well-rounded, students should participate in multiple clubs. So I'm trying to prove my claim with my key idea and some evidence. That, of course, I go on to explain. Then in my next paragraph, I'm going to use the second piece of evidence from a different source. So I'm going to say, according to a study by the University of Colorado, there is little connection between homework and test scores. So I'm using two different quotes from two different places. Now it's your turn.